Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer Wabugu. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so and you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Last week we were discussing about psychological trauma that goes with diagnosis of any chronic or terminal illness. And as I was taking you through the journey that I've walked through to being declared breast cancer free, today I want us to look at something different. That is positive thinking. Positive thinking and positive response. Many people go through situation, very difficult situation, but the way you respond to this situation actually declares the outcome. The way you will respond, it is the one that is going to give us the result, or rather the outcome that we are the desired outcome. So today, let us look at the positive thinking. Positive thinking and response. One, about God, about yourself, about other people, and about environment. Let us first of all start with thinking positively about your God or your creator. It does not matter the kind of religion you ascribe to, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Hindu, whether you are Christian. We all believe in a God. And there's one thing that during the time of crisis, we need to go back to our maker to discuss with him. Many people get so bitter with God. They feel that God has abandoned them. They feel that they are not able to walk through that situation. But look at it positively. Look at it as an opportunity that God has given you to be able to manifest his power, the power of his word, the power of his word and manifestation that he has written, which is written in his word by his people, that you will be healed. So it is an opportunity to cast all your burdens to God so that he can fix everything. Just as we said that last week, that he made everything, he can fix everything. Don't be bitter with God. Instead, place everything in his hands and he is going to respond to those situations. Secondly, being positive to other people. People will always be people. Many people will always be ready to look down upon your failures. Many people will work so hard to bring you down. And when such a situation has brought itself, that is their joy. And it's one thing you need to know, that people will always be people and people will always respond in a certain way. But the day you will get freedom from how people think about you and how they want to discourage you, then that is the day you will acquire your freedom. Don't bother. Don't be bitter. I know it is not easy. When people start saying that, Jennifer is dying, she has even gone to hospital, the doctor has told her that this and this is going to happen, it makes you very bitter. And, it even annoyed. And in the spirit, in your soul, it hurts. And your heart bleeds to death. Never allow that to happen. Never allow somebody who has not participated in creating you destroy your heart, destroy your joy, destroy something that you worked so hard to achieve. The biggest challenge that I went through was bitterness, anger. Because I was so bitter, I was so angry with the people who were talking ill about me. I was unable to forgive them. And you know what? The day I realized that people will always be people is the day I bought my freedom. Today, I don't care. Let them talk. I don't know whether you have ever been in an environment where people think that you are full. And you know what? It is the time to say, let them think that I'm a fool, that I don't know anything, I am useless in their hearts, but there's something I know, that I'm useful, God has purpose for my life, and I'm going to get to the best that God has made me go through. So when you're going through situation, it is important for you to look at this situation positively. That is positive thinking about situation. Look at the situation. Think how you can make the situation a little bit bearable, a little bit more bearable. Some situations are so difficult and sometimes needs extraordinary response. I remember when I went to my doctor and all my body parameters were indicating that I was dying anytime. I went to my doctor and my doctor told me, Jennifer, if we do this procedure, I am not assuring you of any success. I want to assure you that many clients who go through this procedure, after 3 years, they end up losing their life. It is upon you to tell me, do you want us to try this procedure or rather, do we want us to just stay and wait upon the result or whatever happens? For sure, all my body parameters were not working. My hemoglobin levels were down, meaning I didn't have enough blood. My calcium levels were extremely down. I mean, I didn't have anything I could say that was working for me. All the body parameters were indicating nothing was working. And that is the time I looked at the doctor. For the first time, I smiled. And he asked me, Jennifer, did you understand what I exactly told you? And I told him, yes. Doctor, I totally understand what you said. You have just told me that if we do this procedure, you are only assuring me of living for 3 years. Did I get that right? And he said, yes, that is what I said. Then he asked me the second question, then why are you smiling? And I looked at him and I said, you know what, doctor? I have decided to die a different person. I will die a different person. I have refused to sit down and die the same person because 3 years are enough for me to change my life. 3 years are enough for me to be buried a different person. What if I'll be buried a doctor of philosophy? I mean, tomorrow I'm registering for my PhD. And he looked at me and told me, Jennifer, how would you even go to school? You are using a walking stick. How? And I told him, you know what, doctor? I'm limping to those classes. I will attend the classes. And you know what? If you look at my photo when I was getting to class and when I was completing my coursework for PhD, there are two different people. Because I knew that 3 years were enough time for God to restore my health, for God to restore my career, for God to restore everything that I had lost. It was enough time for me to take time to relate with God and declare my blessing. The other thing is positive thinking about your own self. Many are the times that when you're going through situation, especially after any cancer treatment, you look at yourself and you don't want to look at yourself in a mirror. You look at it and you're like, you don't have hair. You are like me, I didn't have hair. My face was so disfigured with all sorts of pimples all over, with my cracked ribs, and nothing was looking admirable. And I avoided a mirror for a long time. But it came a time I said, you know what, Jennifer, you are beautiful. And I went every morning, I looked at myself on a mirror, and I would prophesy to myself, and I say, Jennifer, you are going to make it. Jennifer, God is restoring your health. Look at you, the way you are. Can you take a photo? Look at yourself so that you can be able to show people how God has worked with you. And that is how I am sharing my photos. You look at before and after, and you see, all you see is how God has walked with me throughout this situation. This is a wonderful opportunity that God has given you to show how to respond to situation. So, thinking positively about yourself, about other people, about your career, and about any surrounding It's so important to what you are hearing and recovery. Positive thinking and positive response is the best tool to what recovery of any terminal illness or chronic illness. And I believe today you've learned something. Next week, we are going to discuss something about home remedies for certain side effects that comes during the time of treatment. This one, you don't want to miss it, because you can make the treatment bearable. You can make the situation bearable because of the kind of foods that you are taking. We'll see you next week. Please subscribe to my channel, share this information to many women, and please, I look forward to seeing you next week when we'll be sharing about home remedies to this condition. And I will take you through a series of many of them. You don't want to miss them. Even if you are not chronically ill, even if you are not diagnosed, or you don't have any person who is diagnosed with a terminal illness, you can take care of yourself through these home remedies that we are starting next week. See you next week. God bless you. God keep you. Be blessed. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.